Meghan must answer for her behavior. She misrepresented me, Catherine.
In the interview, Princess Anne went on to say that Meghan had mischaracterized her, Catherine, and William in conversations with Harry, and that in doing so, she drove a deep wedge through the family. According to Anne, that was the reality, and she believed Meghan was fully aware of it. Within the historic stone corridors of Buckingham Palace, during a cool autumn night in 2025, an atmosphere long weighted by unresolved tension reached a breaking point. Princess Anne, widely regarded as one of the monarchy's most disciplined and steadfast figures, stepped beyond her customary restraint and spoke publicly in a way rarely seen before. Recognized for her unwavering commitment and sharp judgment, Anne has traditionally avoided commenting on internal family matters. Yet in a seldom-seen BBC documentary appearance that rapidly spread across digital platforms, she confronted the visible cracks forming within the royal household with unmistakable clarity. Individuals familiar with palace dynamics say this moment was not sudden. It had been quietly developing since the earliest phase of Meghan Markle's introduction into royal life. Now in her mid-70s, Anne had observed events unfold from a distance, her conclusions shaped by decades of service and first-hand experience. Her words were not driven by bitterness or hostility. Instead, they reflected the blunt honesty of someone who believed silence was no longer an option. The monarchy's untold stories are disappearing in silence. Stay with us, watch our royal videos fully, and support this channel by liking, subscribing, and sharing, so these stories live on beyond headlines. As the footage circulated widely online, viewers saw Anne delivering a firm, no-frills reflection on family relationships and the growing pressures of maintaining tradition in a modern monarchy. Those close to royal operations suggest her remarks stemmed from accumulated frustrations, particularly concerning actions that, in her view, place strain on family bonds. Several royal analysts, including commentators referenced by publications such as the Daily Express, have claimed that Anne expressed doubts about Meghan as early as their initial encounter in 2018. According to these accounts, Anne believed the polished public image masked a mismatch with the long-term demands of royal service. This assessment, observers argue, was not based on instinct alone. It reflected Anne's deep understanding of institutional expectations where duty consistently outweighs individual ambition. As reactions poured in, the global audience examined every phrase. Many interpreted Anne's comments as a restrained but unmistakable critique of Meghan's influence on widening internal divisions. Known widely as one of the most industrious members of the royal family, Anne reportedly completed more than 200 official engagements in 2025, underscoring her lifelong commitment. Her statements arrived during a period of increased scrutiny surrounding the monarchy's relevance, with YouGov surveys indicating divided public sentiment toward non-working royals. Those close to Anne insist her intention was not retribution, but preservation, a desire to safeguard the monarchy's credibility, which she felt had been weakened by confusion and distorted narratives. According to palace insiders, ongoing behind-the-scenes efforts to influence perceptions played a significant role. These included communications believed to have portrayed certain family members unfavorably. While Prince Harry addressed family tensions in his 2023 memoir Spare, Anne's perspective introduced an additional dimension. She reportedly believed that her words and intentions had been misrepresented in conversations relayed to Harry, deepening rifts that echoed throughout Windsor. That evening marked a defining shift, Anne's voice cutting through years of ambiguity and calling for responsibility. Public attention immediately turned toward Meghan, now residing in Montecito, as speculation mounted over how she might respond. To fully grasp the weight of Anne's intervention, one must consider her lifelong role within the monarchy. Born in 1950 as the sole daughter of Queen Elizabeth II and Prince Philip, Anne was raised within an environment where service was paramount and personal visibility secondary. From an early age, she understood that royal life was rooted in work, not spectacle. By 2025, she embodied endurance, particularly after recovering from a concussion sustained in a horse-related incident earlier that year. As reported by the BBC, despite the setback, she returned swiftly to public duties, reflecting the stoic resolve synonymous with her mother's reign. Anne's authority within the family stems from experience. As the sister of King Charles III, she has played a behind-the-scenes advisory role on matters ranging from charitable focus to crisis navigation. Commentator Neil Sean has remarked that Anne's direct manner closely mirrors that of her father, Prince Philip. When Meghan joined the royal fold in 2018, Anne is said to have offered candid guidance, stressing that royal responsibility functioned like a profession demanding research, punctuality, and total engagement. Sources cited by Sean claim Meghan sought out Anne's counsel, only to leave the exchange surprised by its blunt realism. The meeting reportedly exposed differing philosophies. Anne, who supports more than 300 charities including Save the Children and the British Red Cross, views service as continuous and self-effacing. By contrast, media reports suggest Meghan gravitated toward selective high-profile initiatives, particularly those aligned with her advocacy through the Arkwell Foundation. Some palace insiders, quoted in outlets like The Mirror, interpret Anne's later remarks as subtle references to these contrasting approaches, implying they contributed to familial tension. Following the Sussexes' decision to step back from senior roles in 2020, divisions intensified. In a 2024 CBC News interview, Anne spoke broadly about the monarchy's stabilizing role, comments many saw as indirect criticism of departures that disrupted continuity. Her 2025 documentary remarks appear to expand on this theme, pointing toward behaviors she believed gradually eroded trust, including repeated communications that reshaped internal perceptions. As public interest grew, Anne's image as the family's moral compass was reinforced. Online discussions surged, with many praising her willingness to articulate concerns others avoided. Viral threads resurfaced her early skepticism, linking past articles questioning Meghan's long-term role. These moments highlight Anne's vigilance during turbulent periods and set the groundwork for deeper exploration of royal divisions. From the outset of Meghan Markle's involvement, long-standing observers note a shift in family dynamics. In 2018, soon after her engagement to Prince Harry, Meghan reportedly approached Anne seeking mentorship. Neil Sean has described this conversation as consequential, with Anne advising that royal life demanded complete dedication. Accustomed to Hollywood's flexibility, Meghan was reportedly unsettled by the rigid expectations, leaving the meeting with lingering uncertainty. Anne, drawing on decades of experience, is said to have quickly recognized a mismatch between Meghan's outlook and institutional demands. Tabloids such as the Daily Star, citing figures like psychic Debbie Davies, have claimed Anne perceived a lack of long-term commitment early on, a view echoed by other family members including Prince William, who reportedly expressed reservations about the relationship's pace as referenced in Spare. As tensions escalated, communication itself became a source of conflict. Insiders allege that emails and phone conversations often reframed situations in ways that heightened friction. Anne reportedly felt her straightforward remarks were distorted when passed along to Harry, compounding misunderstandings. Speculation intensified following the Oprah interview, though palace officials rejected claims of Anne's involvement in any alleged racial commentary. Meanwhile, staff complaints reported by The Times in 2021 added further strains, citing demanding correspondence and workplace pressures. While Meghan denied these allegations and the investigation's conclusions remained confidential, reports suggest the episode influenced internal perceptions, particularly when contrasted with Anne's reputation for professionalism and respect toward staff. In Spare, Harry recounts emotionally charged discussions, with some accounts suggesting Anne's advice was framed as unsympathetic. Similar narratives extended to William and Catherine, particularly surrounding events like the bridesmaid dress dispute. By 2025, Anne's documentary remarks were widely interpreted as indirect commentary on these issues, emphasizing truth over division. The consequences were profound. Harry's bond with Anne weakened. William, carrying the weight of future kingship, reacted strongly to public accusations. Catherine endured scrutiny with characteristic restraint.